Our next story happened in January of 2016 in Mackinac County in Michigan. The poster wants to remain anonymous, so we're just going to call him Jack. Normally, Jack carries a 10mm handgun on his belt every day. But this particular day, he was going into his doctor's office to get some blood work done, so he didn't put the gun belt on. He just took it with him in his truck and stuffed it under the seat. And due to some road construction, he has to take a back road to get to the doctor's office. And as he turns down that road, he notices something about a half a mile up in the field. And it kind of looks canine, so he kind of slows down a little bit so he can get a better look. And standing in that field is the largest wolf he has ever seen. Now keep in mind that between his house and the doctor's office, there are actually 2 packs of wolves that roam in that area. So Jack is super familiar with wolves. In fact, it's kind of an anomaly that he even was curious about that wolves because he sees them all the time. But he was so curious about this huge wolf that he just had to stop and get a picture of it with his phone. Now, for some reason, he is not in his right mind at this moment. He's never curious about wolves, even big wolves. And he would never leave his truck to go get a picture of one. Yet here he finds himself grabbing his phone, shutting off his truck, and getting out, walking into that field to go get a picture of that wolf. He cannot describe what was going on in his head at that moment. All he knows is that he has to get a picture up close. The wolf moved behind this huge set of bushes. So Jack kind of skirts around to the right to go around the bushes to get his picture. And as he comes around those bushes, he comes face to face with this wolf 5 to 6 feet away from him. He stops moving, and somewhere in the back of his mind, he hears the words, "Get the picture." And as he raises the phone, he hears the wolf start to growl. And he feels like he understands that growl. It's a warning growl telling him, back off. And the hair on the back of Jack's neck stands on end. And he snaps out of whatever trance that he'd been in, and shoving his phone into his pocket, he yells very loudly, "If you want to get hostile with me, then I got a little something for you." And Jack reaches for his pistol, but he grabs air, and he runs his hand along his belt, looking for it, not taking his eyes off of that wolf. He realizes he never put it on because he was going to the doctor's office. It's in the truck. So Jack takes a deep breath, calmly turns around, and starts walking toward the truck. Now his instincts are screaming at him to run to the truck. But his brain is telling him that this wolf is bigger than he is, and he's 6'4" and 300 plus pounds, and could probably take care of himself in a pinch with a wolf if he had to. But this thing made him feel small, and that if he runs, it will trigger that wolf's predatory instinct. If he runs, he will never make it to the truck. So he keeps going slowly, calmly, until he finally does reach the truck. And he calmly reaches out and grabs the handle and opens the door. And he glances over his shoulder, and he sees that the wolf has its paws on the gravel right across the road from him. And he knew that that wolf hadn't let him get any further than that particular distance from him. So he quickly hops in the truck, slams the door, and reaches under the center console to grab his gun. And as he draws it from the holster, he can see a huge nose from the corner of his eye in the center of his driver's side window. And he also realizes that he never chambered around in his gun that morning. Well, the full weight of his stupidity hits him, and he racks around in the chamber. And he glances out the window, and he gets a sense that the wolf is amused. The look on its face, its posture, its eyes. Those eyes are so damn human-like that he can read the creature's emotions. It's fully amused and equally curious as to why a thin-skinned and squishy creature such as a human being would actually walk right up to it on purpose. Jack just starts his truck, puts it in drive, and gently pushes the gas pedal. He knew that Wolf was not going to hurt him. Mock him, yes, but hurt him, no. And as he starts to drive away, movement in his rearview mirror catches his eye. The wolf had turned and casually started walking back into the field on its two hind legs.